Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about how to simplify your life. I have been on a simplifying journey for many years now, and I don't feel like there's ever really a end point. Like I feel like we're always evolving and our life is changing, and just each year brings different things. So I think it's important to kind of reevaluate what's working in our routines, what's working in our personal and professional lives, all the things. And this year specifically, I'm focusing on simplifying a lot of things in my life, from my business to how I spend my time outside of work, and just trying to make things more efficient, to make things easier for my future self. So I'm gonna share a mix of technology tools. I sometimes feel like technology is often portrayed as this thing that is distracting us or draining our time. But I have a really positive relationship with technology in the sense that it has helped me be more efficient and get more things done. So when it's used in a way where it works for you, not against you, and you really embrace technology, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And then I'll also share different habits that I've integrated into my life that has made life easier, so I can go out, live my life with less friction, more ease. All right, without further ado, let's dive in. This is in no particular order, but the first tip is to utilize Google Tasks. So we all know about Google Calendar, but are you utilizing the task feature? I use this so much. I use Google Tasks for the really quick to-dos that I want to jot down. I use Google Tasks for reminding myself to feed my dogs their monthly medicine, or if I have a subscription that I want to cancel a month from now, I will put all of those things in Google Tasks. That way it shows up each month, it's front of mind, I can just check it off when I'm done. I don't have to think about it. Also recently, I used Google Tasks to reevaluate our entire household chores systems. One of my goals was to create a better system for getting our chores done, because in the past it was more of a free-for-all, you know, like doing the laundry whenever the laundry bin got full, watering the plants whenever they started to look a little sad. So trying to get more into a rhythm and having specific dedicated days for when we want to do those tasks. That way things don't just start building up and become like a bigger task than it has to be. So now I have our recurring weekly and monthly to-dos for household stuff recurring on Google Tasks, and it's great. I also like that you can move things around to different days, and if you don't get to it that day, you can see all the tasks you still have to complete each day. So it just kind of carries over and makes it really easy. My second tip to simplify your life is to schedule a recurring life admin day. So for some people, this might be in the morning, in the afternoon, once a week, once a month, whatever you can find time for. Life admin tasks are all those really tedious, annoying to-dos that you typically wouldn't have time for during your work week. So like calling your bank, or canceling a credit card, or signing up for a new one, changing your last name. That's big, boring to do that is constantly on my list. Returning packages, just those annoying tasks that you can't get to during the week. And if you just kind of keep that ruminating in your head of things that you need to get done, it can just weigh you down, and it's a lot of mental load to carry. So for me, anytime those types of tasks pop up, I write it down, whether it's in Notion or directly in my Google Calendar. I'll be like, life admin task, jot it down. And then when I have my life admin day scheduled, then I know I can knock it out then. So my third tip to simplify your life is to hold the cart. So this has to do with online shopping. If you feel like you're shopping too much online, you're getting all these packages in the mail, and your partner's like, what the heck? I have all these boxes I need to break down. And then you just kind of feel like, wow, where did all this come from? That has definitely happened to me before, where I'm like, oh, we ran out of this, we gotta pick up this. And it's just kind of a free-for-all, and you check out and you've just got all these different packages. It's not sustainable, it's also overwhelming, and probably not great for your bank account. What works for us is to check out our cart on Fridays. So I might, throughout the week, add things to my Fave cart, or to Amazon, or to, I don't know, any other online shop that I have been eyeing something. I will add it to the cart, but I won't check out until Fridays, because typically what happens is I find that I don't want it, or I don't need it anymore. When you consolidate it to like a checkout day, that delayed gratification really helps you to slow down, pause, and decide if it's even something that you need, which reduces the amount you're spending and then reduces the amount of packages that are being shipped to you. Pausing, that leads me to my fourth tip, and that is to embrace the power of pause. I have an entire podcast episode talking about the one simple thing that you can do to be less busy, and that is to pause, because we are often the keepers of our schedule and we say yes to things, we overcommit ourselves, and then we end up with no blank space in our calendars. And I don't know about you, but I love having space. And I don't want to fill every gap. So I don't want to feel like I am booked to the max, have no downtime. That just isn't what I want in my life. So that requires me saying no. That requires me missing out on things sometimes, and that's okay. So just slowing down, pausing before signing up for something, pausing before saying yes, that'll do wonders for simplifying your life. Tip number 5 is to use a transition bin. So we've got a laundry bin for the clothes that are dirty, and then we've got a transition bin for the clothes that we've maybe worn once or twice, but they're not dirty. We plan on wearing them again, but we can't really put them back in our closet because they're not really clean. So I have a transition bin for that, and that really helps me cut back on the amount of laundry that I have to do. I wear a lot of the same things over and over throughout the week. I am a proud outfit repeater. I really just pick 2 or 3 outfits that I'm wearing and I just wear them on repeat. I also work from home, so I recognize that I don't have to get dressed up in business casual outfits and go to an office, so that definitely helps me. I can wear athleisure, but if there's any sort of way that you can cut back on laundry, just because you wear it once doesn't mean it's actually dirty. Tip number 6 is to use the 2-minute rule. I don't know who came up with this, but basically the saying goes, if you can get it done in 2 minutes or less, then go ahead and do it immediately. And this applies to dishes, this applies to putting something back where it belongs. You know, sometimes we are like, okay, I've got this hat, I need to put it back in my closet, but for some reason we like walk halfway through the house and then we just leave it on a chair when we could have just put it back in the closet, and it takes like an extra 30 seconds. That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to mitigate. So I've just been trying to do it now, not later, if it takes 2 minutes or less. This has been really helpful for managing mess in the kitchen. So after lunch, after a meal, we will put our dishes straight in the dishwasher instead of letting it pile up in the sink, because we're all tired at the end of the day and we don't want to have this giant mess to clean up. Wouldn't we rather be reading books or watching our favorite show or just doing something other than house chores in the evening? Tip number 7 is to document workflows or document recurring routines. That way you're not starting from scratch. For example, say I am launching a new Notion template. I have a checklist of everything that I need to do before I can publish that template, whether it's creating it, user testing it, creating a landing page, some emails to promote it. You can also apply this to a favorite meal that you make. If you really enjoy these 5 recipes or these 5 meals, write them down somewhere, or write down your favorite restaurants. Document the stuff that you like, so that way when you're hungry at 6:30 p.m., you have nothing in your fridge and you're like, what do I even like to eat anymore? You have a list of those things, or you have a list of those restaurants that you can order takeout from. The whole point is to document that stuff so that you're not starting from scratch and having to rack your brain every time. Tip number 8 is to use AI. Whether that's Notion AI, ChatGPT, there's so many different tools out there to help you speed things up. You can literally use ChatGPT to help you create a meal plan. If you're gluten-free and dairy-free and you tell them that these are your frequently used ingredients, it will create a meal plan for you. If you want to brainstorm a new idea, if you want to use AI as like a coach to go back and forth and get feedback on something that you are currently working on, a project that you're working on. For me right now, I'm currently building out programming for a little workshop that I'm hosting. Help me format this schedule. It has to be 30 minutes. Like, there's so many things that you can do, and it will save you time, give you new ideas, and just overall make you more efficient in your day-to-days. Tip number 9, if you don't already automate your bills, go ahead and automate them. Takes that pressure off of having to manually pay every single month. It's the same thing, you know what to expect. On the topic of money, tip number 10 is to use an app for budgeting. So I know that there's actually people that still use Excel sheets, and will save all their receipts and literally manually write down all their different transactions. There are so many great apps out there that can do that for you. A lot of them have a free version, so save yourself time and energy and download an app. It can give you insights into subscriptions that you're using, where most of your spending is going in different categories, help you set budgets. I'm currently using Copilot, which I really like, and we're actually paying for it, the premium version. But before Copilot, we were using Truebill, which has now rebranded to Rocket Money. So Rocket Money and Copilot, those are the two apps that I've used, and they're both great apps. So definitely check that out if you're looking for a more automated way to have insight into your money and your spending. And in the long run, when you're able to have that type of visibility, you end up doing smarter things with your money. Last but not least, tip number 11, if you have a roommate, if you have a partner, whatever, if you have someone that you share a lot of your life and your time with and you're making joint decisions with, schedule a monthly meeting. I think having a monthly touch base, whether it's a finance meeting or some people call it a relationship board meeting, it's basically a time for you to come together, talk about different things that have come up, whether it's something that's on your mind, something that you would like to discuss deeper, something you'd like more insight into. Just having this dedicated time to connect each month, and it's just a safe space to do that. It really helps with communication. And for me and Andrew, creating that cleaning schedule was such a big topic because I kept feeling like I'm drowning in laundry, I can't keep up. What can we do to make this a better system? So we literally sat down one morning, had my matcha, we were just chilling on the floor, sitting on our floor cushions at the coffee table, had our computer out, and we were like, let's list out all of the reoccurring household chores that we have. Watering plants, washing the car, running a cleaning cycle on the washing machine. And we sat down and we mapped it all out. We put it in our Google Calendar, and it's now running like clockwork. And that was a friction point that is now not a friction point anymore. So I really appreciated having these different touch points to check in with my partner. All right, friends, those are my 11 tips to simplify your life. I really hope that it resonated with you. And if you have any tips to add, please share them in the comments. I love hearing all the apps and tools and habits that you use to help simplify your life. And as I encounter new things, I'm sure I can make a part 2 if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.